Alright, it's never been like this smooth at idle. Choke's starting to turn off now. That's very, very smooth. Welcome back to Living with a Classic and my daily driver XJ6 here. In the previous video, I removed the cylinder head and we had a look at all that. You guys seem to really like that video. It's doing really well so far, so thank you so much for that. Now, I've cleaned off the head. Looks good. It seems straight. Cleaned up the block as well. Have a couple of things left to do before we can put the new gasket on and everything. We can drain the oil and also try and flush some through. I have an idea about that. Then, yeah, I'll call my neighbor. He'll come over and help me because it was so heavy to lift that off, and probably more careful putting it on. So we'll be two people putting the cylinder head on and then torque it up. And there's a lot of things to button up. Put some oil in it, put some coolant in. Let's see how it goes. But let's start by draining out that old milkshake oil and see what that looks like. Let's see how bad this looks. Oh yeah. That's milkshakey, all right. I'll let that drain out, and then I'll continue cleaning up. I've cleaned up the block. I just have a couple of studs left to do, and then I'll wipe that dust off from the block, blow everything out, compress there. The cylinder head is ready to go. Get the gasket and call for some help with lifting that heavy thing back on. So here's a bit of an idea. You saw how milkshakey all that was. I want to try and get most of that out without completely flushing the engine. So this is some, it's used engine oil, but I'm thinking if we pour that through here, we'll get that to come out through the bottom. It will help flush out the last of the water. And then when it's all back together, I'll run a couple of liters of fresh stuff, so it goes through the cylinder head as well. We'll do that before putting the cam covers on, so that will flush that through. Let that pour out the bottom before we add, the fresh stuff to it. Just everything to help it clear out. Still looking milkshakey coming out down there, but I'll add a bit of it till it comes out, well, black instead of, brown. And then clean off the block a bit more, and we'll put the cylinder head on. Well, that's much better looking. So it's only black coming out now. Do a couple more liters of that, and I think we'll be good to go. Oh, okay, that way. Yeah, it's just I stepped on a piece of cardboard, so I was slipping.
Yeah, it's good. Easy. Those pegs aren't going to get those.
I don't think so. There should be. I put them on before I took the head off. So.
Okay.
Even though I cleaned all the bolt holes, you see it's still pushing up some dirt through it. But that sounds pretty solid now.
Yeah, looks tight.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Starting to put things back together. So the lifting hook will go on there. And what I've done is I've measured with set calipers a little bit more than halfway in on the threads on there. And that is the depth I want. So you see, that is fine. That doesn't need a washer. That needs a washer. That needs a washer. And so on and so forth. That needs a washer. So I'm going to start putting this all back together just finger tight. And then we'll start torquing it down in sequence. I think I'll torque it down in 3 steps. Then we'll let it sit for a bit, put it all back together, fire it up, let it run up to temperature once, and then we'll just drive it outside. It is, cold and snowing outside. We'll let it sit and cool down till the head's completely cool. Then we'll torque it again, and hopefully it should be fine. So here's the bad news. I should have done this before, but it wouldn't actually not made a difference. So you remember on this engine that on these 4 studs, they had separate nuts, not the correct ones, and yeah, I replaced a couple shiny ones I had. This is a daily. You know why they did that? They probably lost a couple acorn nuts. Then they re-threaded these symmetric, and that's why we have these. So if I grab an acorn nut, they will not thread down. It's on those. There's not much I can do about that right now. If I lift it off, I ruin the head gasket. We might as well put it together. What I will do though is the one that was nylock, I will heat that up with a torch and remove the nylock thing, so that's not, impeding the torque, and we might torque those two a little higher. Other than that, you see, washers stacked. It's all ready to start tight down and torque it, but that's, I'm really mad about that. But nothing I can do about that now. So we'll set it to 25, then we'll do 50, then we'll do 75. So this is, I believe it starts at 20, 34, 25. And it's a spiral pattern. So and what I've done before is I have just made sure that they all can hand tighten down all the way, so there's no resistance on the nuts. It's a bit of Hylimer blue on the bottom of the washers to help with the sealing of not the head gasket itself, but of coolant coming up here in the beginning. And then it's that one, and that one, and that one. Yeah, I'll continue, do these all up to 25, 50, and then 75. We're on the last torque here at 75. And yeah, sorry, I misspoke before. 75 is the correct torque. It is 1 foot-pound more, but yeah. All torqued. I'll continue the reassembly. Timing chains need to go on. Exhaust. We have the small ones up here, but we'll do those in a little bit. Then it is the oil feed for the camshafts. Cam cover gaskets, cam covers, carbs. Yeah, that's a couple more hours, and then we can hopefully start to fire this thing up. I've rotated the engine over a couple times also to get the other bolts in here, so that's all tight. Just need to safety wire it, and it's on TDC now. And as you can see, this time both camshafts line up perfectly. So what I did in the previous video, changing the exhaust camshaft, worked. So just clean up some gasket areas, put things back together, and yeah, it's just a lot of work. So I'll set you guys up in tripod, we'll have a bit of music, and for you guys it will go a lot quicker than for me. We're all pretty much back together. What I'm going to do is the drain plug is still out and I have a pan under it. And I'm going to do a last flush with, this is 1 liter of fresh oil, same kind of oil. Ooh, I spilt a bunch. Okay, same kind of oil that's going into it. So we'll let that run through the head. I forgot. Because this cylinder head has those tap it kit, you have to add oil very slowly to it. Forgot about that. Okay, I'll do that and clean up my mess here. We'll let that drain out. I've already changed the filter. Put drain plug in, add coolant, prime the fuel system, check for leaks, and fire it up. We're ready for the moment of truth. Just connected everything up, added oil, added coolant, and let us prime the carbs. That prime pretty quickly. Not seeing any drips, and the pump did stop, so that's good. Let's see. It's running. I dare say it sounded a bit different on the starter. I'm really curious about what it's going to be like with the camshaft actually in correct time. Sounds good. So yeah, we have built oil pressure. I'm going to wait to blip the throttle a little bit, but it's also running on full choke and everything. The ignition light will go out then. But oil pressure is great. Bit smoky out the back, but that is to be expected from it being cold, and also the exhaust is probably full of coolant from before. Yeah, we have some stuff leaking down here, of course. Some spills, some leaks. I did spill some oil on there. Not gonna let it run for too long because I want to add more coolant in a bit. But yeah, I'm just feeling cold air from the fan. That's all good. We'll let it all continue to warm up here and see how it goes. I dare say it's smoother than it usually is cold. 1,000 RPM idle, it's charging, oil pressure is great. I have a bit thinner oil in it because this is most likely a flush oil. We'll see what the dipstick looks like. So it's a 10W40, but it's really cold in winter, so that should be fine. And then I think for one of the first times, I'm actually going to start running a thinner oil in winter just to help it out. So if this is fine, we'll take this out and then run 10W40 Castrol GTX. Wow. Everything is smoking. Oh yeah, and I cleaned up a bit here in the middle. It's a daily, not that's maybe perfect, but not seeing any massive leaks coming down from all the nuts at least. Alright, it's never been like this smooth at idle. Choke's starting to turn off now. That's very, very smooth. Usually sometimes misses a tiny bit. I'm really happy about that exhaust cam. Temperature started coming up about halfway to thermostat temperature. We're going to see if we can add some coolant. I have this off so there's no pressure, but add some more coolant, see if that's circulated. Then fill up here and then put both caps on and probably move it outside, let it completely warm up and pressurize everything. Then I will let it completely cool down and then torque the head nuts again. Not going to loosen them, just double torque them again to 75 Newton meters once more. All right, it's been about 15 minutes or so. Thermostat is open. That's nice and hot. Still some stuff smoking from there, you know, cleaning up. I also put a little bit of exhaust paste on the exhaust manifolds. That's hot, so choke is turning off. Idle is a little bit higher than usual. I wonder if that has to do with the cam timing. Really interesting. I might need to turn the idle down a tad. Yep, that's where she usually likes to sit. The thermostat temperature. This gauge reads a little higher than most. And it's really nice and toasty in here. Oil pressure is still excellent. Turn it down. Let it sit, fully cool down. It is freezing outside, so that won't take too long, but when it's fully cooled down, we'll do that. But I'm just gonna check. It's not overly pressurized. We could check that hose. The top hose I replaced, I had a spare one. That one's new, along with this one. We had, yeah, you see there's like no pressure in the cooling system. And we can double check by just pulling the dipstick and just making sure that it's not completely milkshaky. Oh no, that's just perfectly nice and clear. It will read a bit high because we're on, you know, an angle here. But pretty good. So yeah, that's it. It's back together. It's running much smoother. I would love to go for a dragnet, but I really want to do the retorque thing just to do the best I can to try and, you know, make sure this gasket works. And I have a lot of cleaning up to do as well, and editing this video for you guys. Actually finish this job. Probably on a date will come out. So we'll see how it goes. Probably do an update in a couple of days on the second channel if you're not subscribed to that. So link to it down below. It's called 2 Classic. It's just like this channel, but you know, kind of yeah, different content behind the scenes and things. So we'll probably do an update on how this all runs in a couple of days ago. I'm really excited to drive it, see if it's smoother, because I haven't actually like calculated, but could that be like 10-15 degrees off? It could be quite a lot. It was off, so that's interesting. I wish I had time to do more things with it. I need to get back on working on customer cars. This took quite a long time. It's fast to take them apart. It takes a while to put them back together. I would love to do the tappets. This is a bit tappy, the engine. I didn't have time to do that right now. That's also why we put on the old cam covers, because I haven't made up my mind yet. So if I am going to switch to the other style cam covers, you know, I'll do it when I do the tappets. I might want to, I did adjust the chain. That sounds really good. But yeah, I wish I had time to do more, but I gotta work on some other things. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. If you're on a mobile device, please hit the hype. It's really doing a big thing without YouTube now, and it helps a bunch. So thank you for those who have, but please do that. Until next time, I'm Adam. This was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.